Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. I wanted to comment on the mainstream media's reporting right now about Officer Rafael Ramos, who is one of two police officers that were shot last week in New York City, at least so the story goes. The theory I'm putting forth is more along the lines that these aren't even real individuals, and this is an entirely fabricated and false story meant to provoke the hearts and minds of an unsuspecting U.S. audience. And what's happening here in the United States with false media is not unique to our country. Further, what I'm saying is this is happening worldwide. On my blog, I've documented so many cases of this, all continents, many countries. This is a global conspiracy. And anyway, I just want to show you how they piece these details together. I don't have all the answers, but I can clue you in, Truth Seeker, and show you something. And hopefully you can even help take this research a step further. So anyhow, this past Saturday, the numerology of that date. If you've never seen one of my videos before, Truth Seeker, this isn't the place to start. Go back to the introduction. Search Gematria for Truth. Just like this. Type in this, Gematria for Truth. Pause that screen there. Type that in. My introductory video will come up. I'll teach why this is important and how you do it. Alright, anyhow, moving on. The date of the shooting was December 20th, 2014. This date has a numerology of 46. The gematria of both the deceased officers, Wenjin Liu and Rafael Ramos, both also sum to 46. With the S exception, Ramos also sums to 55. Another very important, the word numerology itself sums to 55. So anyhow, today as the story progresses, we're now told about the ministry of Rafael Ramos and how he saw the streets as his ministry. CNN headlines. Huffington Post has a different headline but talks about his ministry as well. It's a buzzword for him. This is curious because the word ministry also has a gematria of 46, just like both police officers' names, Wenjin Liu, Rafael Ramos, and just like the date it happened on. In occult numerology, 4 has much to do with death, foundation, and the number 6 has much to do with the fall of man. So perhaps in coding this, it's saying this story is another piece to the puzzle of what they're waging against us in terms of a race war, a hate war, a misunderstanding war, a confusion war, essentially a war against our brains. And these numbers, Truth Seeker, this is what I'm trying to show you. This isn't unique to just this story. This is so common when you follow the stories. They continue to use words that match the numbers that you originally saw reported in the story. It doesn't have to be 46. Very often it's 33, but it can be other numbers. There were weeks this summer, if you go back on my blog, where almost every story I was decoding had the number 82 in it. 82 was just so central. At that time, a fashion designer died who was 82 years old. There was just something really up with 82. And when you're watching this aware, and it's 3 days into it, and then all of a sudden there's a headline about an 82-year-old designer dying, it makes you go, wow, what is going on? What is it all about? And as we continue to see the details come out of this story, I expect more 46s. The first responder, we got the story of her. Let's see, where's that story at? I'll show you this real quick, Truth Seeker. Remember that these numbers can also be mirrors of each other. Here we go. This was the first responder. And if you guys have seen this girl on television, Tanya Alexander, she looks so young. They say she's 20-some years old, but to me, Truth Seeker, it looks like she's 14 or 15. Anyhow, her name, Gematria, it has familiar number sequence in it. We see this, the 6-4 in it, the flip of the 4-6. And her name also had some special Gematria too. But the point is, Truth Seeker, is they like to code these numbers over and over and over, and as they make up the details of the false story, you see the same number pattern through and through. So just wanted to give this little update. Hope you guys are out there trying to decode these stories yourself. The clues aren't within the words at first, it's just with what's in front of your eyes, like these images of these officers and the green screens. Never before have I seen images like this. And just look at the clothes they're wearing. Is this a police officer's uniform? I've never seen a police officer wear anything like this before. You know what this reminds me of, honestly, Truth Seeker? If you've seen the Pink Floyd rock opera, the characters that are supposed to resemble Nazis, they're dressed like this. And they're also in front of green screens. And honestly, Truth Seeker, I think these scripts we're getting in the media come out from the same place that most of our movies come from. I think if we saw behind the scenes, the men behind the curtain, I think we'd all be surprised. I think this is way more centralized than we'd ever know. All right, Truth Seeker, until next time.